Welcome to Be Aware to Be Prepared. My name is Debbie Boyce. I am the Rutland County, Addison County Coordinator for the Medical Reserve Corps, Non-Medical Reserve Corps. What is the MRC and MRC? As you can see, our shirts, okay? We represent a group of people that came into effect as a result of 9/11. We train, we have background checks, we have medical people, we have non-medical people. Can you help? Yes. It doesn't matter if you're with the Red Cross or with other organizations. It also helps us. We're all on the same playing field as the Red Cross, the Medical Reserve Corps, underneath the umbrella of the Department of Health. You want to know more information? Go to the Department of Health website. The website would then bring you to a drop-down menu, and you'll be able to go ahead and locate MRC. Now, the MRC is also for On Call for Vermont. If you were to Google On Call for Vermont, you would be able to find us. We are recruiting for fire, rescue, and people who can help when there's not a pandemic, with the understanding that we train, do point of distribution sites, and so we're prepared. A pod, you people who have gone to clinics for your vaccinations, you're going to a pod, a point of distribution. They have different stations. And this is what the Department of Health, with the MRC, Non-Medical Reserve Corps, practices. We've been doing this now since 9/11. Okay, what's today? Today, the title is Ticked Off. Two different ways of being ticked off. You can be ticked off and be angry with a mood, or you have this little critter that seems to come up from the grass and jump up on you. Go into your pant leg, go onto your dog, your cat. Yes, people, they're out. So we're going to talk about ticks. We're going to talk about standing water. We're going to talk about a little bit more about, this is not new stuff about what we have to do about COVID. We were doing it previous years so we didn't get sick. I'm going to talk about how much water you should drink. And I'm going to talk about the weather that we're having now. Sunshine. What are we going to do to protect us? Next month, I'm going to share with you, hopefully maybe we'll be without a mask, but I just recently went through treatment on my face. I didn't realize that I had some precancer on my left cheek. So we started treating the whole face with a cream. My whole face erupted with so much spots that I would have had 11 spots cut out of my face. They wouldn't have done that. They would have done chemo. Why? My face looked fine before. None of us know that. So, are you using your sunscreen? You can use sunscreen in a roll-on. You can use it as a spray. You can use any color kind that you want. You can do whatever color can you want. You can use an aerosol, roll on, or if any of your kids have the pleasure going to camp this year, you can do the pump bottle because aerosols are not allowed. So next month, I'll do the effects of sun and what happens. I do have the pictures, and I do, if it's underneath my mask, I will show. But not this month. But protect yourself in the meantime. Don't get burnt. When I was growing up, we didn't have sunscreen. We had baby oil. We thought this was the way we did this. It was not. So protect yourself. Wear a hat. I'm going to have to start wearing a brim hat. And I'm going to have to start carrying a solar umbrella. I've brought that out in past years. I'll be bringing it out again this next month. So, see all these bottles over here? I have to drink all this water today. If I were to put it in a jug, I'd say, oh my God, I can't drink all that. Why this much water? Because I weigh 176 pounds. 176 pounds divided in half gives me this much water in ounces when I divide it in half of my weight. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you drink 50 ounces. If you weigh 80 pounds, a little kiddo, or 60 pounds, they drink 30 ounces. If somebody is weighing 200 pounds, they should drink 100 ounces. Our body needs water. It's a lubricant. It provides sweat. It provides tears. It provides everything to be working within our body. Remember, your body is a machine. Your machine is being protected right now by our mandates of the masks. Your machine, so that when you breathe in and you go, I'm going to say this loudly, but you would not be breathing like that without the mask. I did it so you could hear it. It would go in the COVID or the influenza, little bug would go into your mouth, through or your nose, down your esophagus, into the sticky part because it's not lubricated. If you drink your water, you will be lubricated. Many times it'll flush out. Your antibodies will fight it and say, get out of here, and flush it out. So what they're talking about, what we're talking about now, is no different than what we talked about over the last years, decade, to do one simple thing. This is a very invasive way of doing it, but we needed to go to that level for the COVID until they had a vaccine. Before that, with the influenza, what do we talk about? If you just wash your hands. Who can remember how long you wash your hands for? Think. If you said happy birthday twice, you are correct. Find something to hum to yourself and wash your hands. Get all the way in here. Do it more than once because we've got our mouth covered, we've got our nose covered, but if you go to itch your eye, that is a moist, open spot for the virus bug, any virus bug, whether it be COVID or influenza, to go into your system. Be careful. I don't have water with me. I don't have soap with me. In my house, I buy soap like this size. Okay, and then I dump it into the smaller ones. That's the way to do it. You come up with your own idea. I carry hand sanitizer. How many of you have hand sanitizer in your cars? So when you go through the drive-through, because we're doing curbside pickup, okay, how many people have this and have some form of wipe? Now I'm going to reach over here. We also have this type of wipe, okay? Oh, let's see if I can open this up. And so we have this. So many people will take a wipe and just wipe their hands if they don't want to use a hand sanitizer. That's fine. But be aware, even though you're prepared, but be aware, this does have a lot of alcohol. And it needs to have a lot of alcohol. The wipes need to, the hand sanitizer does, to kill the germs. Now, it is not 100%. So therefore, you could still get sick. And they're going to say, that's not right. I just got the shot. I should not. I've gotten my flu shot. I should not be sick. If you read the print when they hand you the booklet, when they hand you the paper after your shot, it lowers the intensity of the sickness on the body. You could still get sick, but not as bad. You might end up with a headache. You might end up with a chest cold, but you're not going to end up on, I'm going to refer to the COVID, the worst case scenario, on a ventilator right away. And the worst of the worst, that's what's been happening to a lot of people, and that's passing on. This is worse than our influenza vaccination. There is a lady who has lived through the plague, and now she's living through the COVID. And what she says, why she has remained as old as she is, over 100 years old, is because she didn't have money to go ahead and buy everything that they came out with. She just washed her hands. And she took care of herself. She got plenty of sleep. Your machine has to shut down. You say, no, I don't want to. It's sunny out. I want to go outside. Okay, you can go outside. You can lay down. But guess what you got to remember to put on? What do you know you have to remember to put on? And I just talked very fast. Sunscreen. You have to sunscreen yourself. Okay? So we are putting up guards, screens, shields on all parts of our body. Now some of you are looking at your screen and saying, is that a coffee filter I see sitting in front of her? Yes, this is a coffee filter that goes into the coffee pot, some of the old-fashioned ones, okay? And when you want to make a large quantity, these are the way to go. But people who have masks with a pocket on the inside, I have, let's see if I can pull it out. Okay, oh, see, this is going to be like magic. Watch this, I'm going to pull out my filter. Now, I only pulled one out, so I already have one left in there. This is my filter for my mask. If I didn't have this, because these are starting to run short, They've been on back order for a little bit. I could take this and smooth it out, and I would fold it, and I would cut one out, okay? It filters the acidity and the minerals coming out of coffee. It can certainly filter, and it would be better than nothing, the stuff that you're breathing in. Think about that. Next time you're in the grocery store, next time you're in some discount food store, they actually have these in there. This is double, so I would probably put 2 or 3 of these in. When I get done here, I'll take my mask off and I'll reinsert it. But I'm not going to do that now because even though I'm the only one here in the studio, I need to wear a mask. This is the rule. So I follow the rules. All right, so I'm going to use this because my hands are still a little yucky. We're hydrated, we're sunscreened, we're going for a walk. Because it's really great to get outside, even though you have the influenza and even though you're trying to get away from the COVID and anything you're trying to get away from all the germs, you need to put something else on. You need to put on some form of a bug spray. Some people talk about DEET. Some people don't like DEET. Do your reading, figure out what you want to do. This is one, this little bottle here, cost, I would have to buy 3 of these for this one right here. But what's the difference between this one and this one? They do the same thing. This one is made with natural products. So, I probably, given the fact that I have a skin condition, I would probably use this. Get on the website, get on your phone, Google how to make insect repellent, tick repellent lotion. It's out there, just like I said, there was out there to make hand sanitizer with alcohol and gel, okay? So we got that size, and we got this size. This is a different company. Which one do you want to use? The key is use it. And then when you get home, you do a shower. By doing a shower, you're washing this off. You're washing it off, but you're also washing the little tiny ticks. The ticks are so tiny, they're like the head of a pin. And even when the larvae is there, they're even smaller than that. And when we see them is when they have engorged and gotten hooked onto our skin. What do you do if you get bit by a tick? Do you weird out? No, people. There is, as on human beings, as well as on animals, there is any tick device that will be like a V. And we're going to pretend that this, let me move this stuff over. This is my big tick right here, okay? So I'm going to take this is my skin, and I'm going to come in on the side. Let's see if I can do this right. Come in and hook onto it into the V part. And then I'm going to pop it off, pop the tick. Do not squeeze so hard that you lose part of it. But you're going to lift straight. You lift straight up with whatever tick device that you have. I know I've brought some on to the show here, and people have just tried to find those. No, any tick device will work. The key is to lift it up. If you see it bloated, like it's really got a lot of the animal's blood or your blood in it, put it in a baggie and you can send it off to the health department. If you're concerned, take it to your doctor. Call your doctor. We'll get into it further next month, but if you look up the information on tick, there will be on your screen. If you end up with a bullseye around the bite, you definitely need to go see the doctor because you don't want to get Lyme. Lyme disease has been around for a long, long time, a lot longer than COVID. And if you think COVID is bad, well, the people who have Lyme will tell you they are just as bad, but they don't end up on ventilators. But their quality of life diminishes, and their quality of life is that many of them can't do their jobs anymore. And they can regain, but it takes years. Am I trying to scare you? Yeah. Because those little critters can cause a lot of harm, not just to humans, but to your dogs and cats. Treat your dogs and cats with whatever your vet says to treat it with. So I've been hiking. I've probably been in the tall grass. So I'm going to go in next to my dryer. I'm going to open up the dryer door, and I'm going to take off everything that is on me. I'm going to throw it into the dryer, and I'm going to turn it on to high. Why? Because that will kill any ticks that are on my clothing. If I walk past the dryer with my clothes on, and then I go sit down on the couch, that little critter can hop off, just like a flea, can hop off onto your couch. And then it's a vicious cycle. So, undress near your dryer. You can also leave your clothes outside. You can also, when you leave them outside, you got to put them in a dark black bag if you know that you've been around ticks. But the quickest way, if you want to put them back on, is to go ahead and put them in the dryer, put it through a cycle. Be sure you empty your pockets, especially if there's something that's going to melt. And then you can put those clothes back on a lot faster than the ones in the black bag. It's the same concept for the black bag for bed bugs and for head lice. If you've known somebody who's gone through that, that's real rough. So, ticks are getting right up there. We had 5. We closed the season last year with 5. I was told we have another one. So next month I will bring that information to you. We talked about a lot today, okay? I guess if you go away from this show with anything, if you do anything every day, every hour, and sometimes every half hour, depending on what you're touching, if you're shopping, put hand sanitizer on when you get in the car, okay? When people are picking up products, you don't know who picked up that product before. You could have it on your hand. One final thing about We'll pretend this is a mask. People who are wearing masks, they wear the mask and then they hang it on their shifter lever. All the dust that you're going around goes on that mask. Or you have the mask on and you put it on the table or wherever. Then you put it on and you go, you're breathing in the dirty mask. Find a way to keep your mask in a baggie. They sell fancy little mask holders, but you know, people are looking to make and give you ideas. I'm sure you have something around your house that you can put your mask in. Keep it clean, because yes, they are expensive. The one that I am wearing is washable. I take the filter out and then I wash it. I cannot rewash my filters. I do need to change them. This filter becomes hard. It's actually a different spot feel right here. Because I've used this a couple of days, it is a different feel where I'm breathing in than the outside. Protect yourself, people. Those of people like us, I have been fortunate not to be sick this year, but I believe it's because I've been washing my hands, I've been wearing a mask. Yes, I wear my mask even though I was immunized in January because I work on a rescue squad. Yes, I wear my mask to protect myself from that variant that is not protected, or we don't know if it's protected, and to what percentage. Remember, we are all a part of a study. The study that the influenza people did many years ago, and that's why we automatically get our flu shots. Now the COVID will be part of that routine. You'll get boosters. So be prepared, people. Be well so you can go for a walk. Take your dog out. Make sure they're protected against the fleas and ticks. Spray yourself with something and keep it active. If you don't have a hat on, be sure you're spraying your face, any open skin, so you don't end up sunburning. Keep yourself hydrated, because if you're hiking, you're breathing, well, wait a minute, I want to do this so I don't get sick. You could still have heat exhaustion, heat stroke, because you didn't hydrate enough. All that and said, it sounds like doom and gloom, but we've lived with worse. We've done worse. And we're just going on and enjoy life, people. I'm going to say goodbye for now. It's been a pleasure. Bye.